He's been on the show plenty of times.
There we go.
And I use this term. I hate saying it in front of him too because I ain't gonna live it down.
Okay. You don't want to give him no props to his face. Only behind his back. I'm only giving you props behind your back.
You know I'm modest, way. I don't.
You have no idea what our text messages are like.
Oh, I can imagine this one. Yo.
So
disrespectful.
I was thinking about our text messages one day. I said, man, this dude ever decided to unleash these text messages, we're going to have a best-selling project right there, New York bestseller.
Exactly.
Many Grammys, and not only that, he's helped many artists achieve many Grammys. I've watched him play so many times. He's the only, I don't think I've watched one individual perform as many times as I've watched him in my career. And you could throw, maybe Jay-Z. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because we used to throw concerts with Jay-Z back in the 90s in Cali. That was a slight flex, just so that you know.
That was a flex for sure. For sure.
But brilliant.
Yeah.
This man is extremely brilliant. People throw that word genius around a lot. I don't think everybody that says they're a genius is a genius because you say you're a genius. It ain't what you say, it's what you do.
Just preach on it.
It's in what you've done and what you're going to do and how what you did impacted others. Mm-hmm. To me, it's more to a genius than just that. Than just somebody saying it. When I watch this man perform and I saw the way he integrates different artists, from different so-called genres of music. I no longer believe in genres, by the way. Mm-hmm. And effortlessly, the way he plays his instrument of choice, the piano, is amazing to watch. I say this as somebody who came in before music business who played instruments.
Receipts. Like, honestly, like you kind of say this a lot.
My mother.
Well, you can. I would like a receipt because when you say instruments, you put the S on it. I would have stopped at a person who played an instrument, but you added the S, and the only thing you ever talked about was that little plastic flute, and that everybody got in the sixth grade.
Recorder.
Yeah, like that's it. That's not instruments. Like, unless you did the tambourine or something in church way, I would stop at instrument.
Let me explain. We got time, by the way, so don't worry. Your time
I'm
is
just
coming.
looking for a receipt.
Okay.
Like, your mom is a ultimate receipt, but I would have to say it's a little biased probably, but I'll take it. A little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Call my sister Torch. I just sent you her number.
Oh, she's always operating on a high vibration. I'm a bit of a low roader, so she's gonna co-sign this foolishness. Go ahead,
Mr. Gators. My receipt was my elementary.
Oh God! You went to elementary. I told y'all like sixth grade. Go ahead, though.
That's how I do with my track stuff. My track, I got track accolades from like third, fourth. You got all my ribbons, Daddy. From third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, I go right back to those days.
We're gonna come back to your father.
Absolutely.
He brought his father.
That's
you need an ultimate receipt right there. My God. Did she pick up? Is she picking up?
It's ringing.
He's looking for a receipt.
So the point I was gonna make, Mr. Gators. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did learn on the song flute was my first instrument. Was the song flute. The song flute was really just a prelude. It was introductory to other instruments that made allure to you. And so I went from the song flute to the alto saxophone. Here we go.
Oh, come on. Okay. All right.
I went from the alto sax because I went from the alto sax to the clarinet.
I played clarinet too.
I told you about
We
this.
talked about this. We had a clarinet conversation.
I told him.
I believe our
I haven't
guest,
even
though.
introduced him yet.
I know, but I believe him. I just don't. I feel like I haven't seen any of this. You showed me a tracksuit. You did.
But sometimes you move from instrument to instrument because you weren't good on the ones.
Okay, so this is making sense then. Go ahead.
Not to saying you wasn't good. I'm just saying that sometimes, let me try this. I'm not that good at it. Let me try this, and it keeps going. It'd be like, I play 11 instruments. Actually, you don't. But I mean,
Mr. Gators asked me to play clarinet because I was great with the woodwinds.
He's great. Is that a pause? I don't know.
The woodwind?
That sounds a little weird.
I went to bass clarinet. I went to bass clarinet because when you're growing up, nobody wants to carry the big instrument.
That is very true.
From school to home.
That's true.
Amir is nodding now. I see
true.
the true
true.
musicians are starting to see the connection here. I sat first seat at bass clarinet all the way through high school.
Because no one else played it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I feel you though. You was first. Don't matter.
Nobody played the bass clarinet. I know I can sip yours.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play that instrument. It's a beautiful instrument.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah. Hey.
You want me to come to Blue Note with you?
Yeah. Hey, let's go.
Right. Okay, so anyway, but the point I'm making, Mr. Gators taught us music theory, taught us how to write and read music, keys and notes and chords, and I learned all this as a kid. So I have, when we transitioned into hip-hop, creating hip-hop music and working, sampling Isaac Hayes and sampling James Brown and Coltrane and Gwen McCrae and, you know, all of these different records we sampled, I can tell if the sample was out of key. Talk to me, Rob.
Okay. All
now,
right.
a lot of people sample.
Yeah.
They might speed that sample up or slow that thing down, and it ain't the same sample.
No, exactly.
But they're putting it in these songs and they're rapping over it. In the clash, the untrained ear doesn't necessarily hear it.
That's true.
So when I see someone, HB,
He flexing. He
you see where
flexing
I'm going
now.
right
No,
now.
he just talking louder. He not flexing. He's just talking louder, put
all
more
I'm doing.
emphasis on it. It's the same story, Rob. I mean, gosh.
It's not the same story. I've been watching this man perform. I believe the first time I saw you perform was for the Miles Davis project.
Oh, wow. Probably so. That was like, oh, shoot. Was that like 2014? Yeah.
Dope.
I came to all your events since.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because I saw the truth in you.
And I did the 5 Fingers of Death here.
And you did the 5 Fingers
right.
of Death here. Never asked you to come back to do that.
You see how he get? You see how he turned on you? You should have sided. You should have stayed with me. I knew he was gonna flip on you.
Nah, you tried to run one on me, Rob. I had to get you back for that, brother. I had to get you back for that one, man. I'm having fun this morning because this is my brother right here. And last time I saw this man perform at least twice in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's never the same show twice. The last night we hung out.
Yeah.
Oh,
you walked up? Or was it?
I was in the streets. You know me. I'm walking solo. I walk up on the venue. I see Robert Glasper standing outside. I see Dave Chappelle standing outside.
Just talking?
We just talking, and I run up on me and Dave.
I was like, yo.
Yeah. We all hug like we, like we wanted to.
Y'all are crazy.
We just hugging in the streets, and then Dave walked us across the street to the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. I was on my break in between shows. So on between shows, Dave likes to come, and we all just go over to the Comedy Cellar across the street, and he'll just walk up on stage, and everybody's like, oh snap, and sometimes they have a piano up there, so sometimes I play.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I play while he's telling jokes. Like you missed the time before because Trevor Noah came too. So we all walked across the street. So it was Michael Che, Trevor Noah, and Dave all up on stage telling jokes while I played piano for like 45 minutes.
Oh my
before my second set.
What?
Yeah. Robert Glasper is here, citizens. Robert Glasper is here.
Only in New York.
Only in New York. Yeah.
That's the difference
That's it.
between what y'all do and what he does.
Wow.
That's a difference. Even curating a set with Michael Che, Trevor Noah, and Dave Chappelle.
So how crazy is this? Now, the other day, this might have been 2 days ago, I get a call from Darnell Rawlings. And he's like, yo, what are y'all doing? You and Sway next week. I was like, why? He's like, I'm going to be with Robert Glasper. I was like, the musician? He's like, yeah, he's going to be at the Blue Note. I'm going to pull up. I was like, yo, Robert is crazy.
Oh,
like,
go.
how does all of this make sense to you? Like, inviting a Darnell Rawlings to your set.
Well, I know Darnell through Dave. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's just like
right.
it's like I'm all my life everybody's told me I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? My
Who
dad's
said
funny.
that? Who told you that?
Turning on you.
Just one person.
Name him.
He's turning
Are
on
they
you.
here? Your dad can't count. You saying jokes he said to you. You know, he's like, he looking at a little him. He ain't gonna turn. You know, he ain't gonna say. You know, your dad can't count.
Well, you know what? I'm bringing back what used to be there. Like, you know, comedians and musicians used to be a thing. You know, they used to have. They used to have comedians opening up for artists all the time, you know, and just hanging. That was an actual thing. Richard Pryor hung out with Miles Davis, you know. But
Wow.
you know,
Yes.
Wow.
and for me, I like hanging around comedians, and they like hanging around me because we're one and the same. A lot of comedians want to be musicians.
That's
you know?
true. Just like
When I first met Dave, I gave him a piano lesson. That's why we met each other. I was playing with the Roots years ago, and they had a piano in the back. He was like, "Hey man, can you show me how to play Around Midnight?" You know. I was like, yeah. So we sat at the piano, and I gave him. So I used to give him. I gave him like 2 or 3 lessons every time I would see him, because he wanted to learn how to play. But you know, then I'm trying to be funny at the same time. So this became a thing, man. So like I always invite comedians and to come open up the show. I had Alonzo Bowden come through last night and open up, and you know, there's some cats gonna be coming through. It's a fun time, man.
that's incredible, right?
Yeah.
Did Dave ever tell you were funny?
Yes, he does. Dave Chappelle says I'm funny. There's my receipt.
That's the one person.
There's my
In
receipt.
case you needed it, Sway.
There we go.
Dave Chappelle. Who you got?
There we go. Chris Rock also says I'm funny.
That's 2.
Chris Rock also says I'm funny.
Chris Rock just wanted to do an interlude on y'all. I know Chris. Chris is hard to please. Did y'all do an interlude?
No, we didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do an interlude.
I thought he might have wanted to do an interlude. Before we, first of all, I salute to your father.
Absolutely.
This
What's
is
up,
Man,
beautiful.
congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Introduce your father to us, man.
This is my pops, Gerald Glasper, in the building.
Gerald Glasper, man. What is?
Recognize, baby.
Hey, man. Look at, hey, man. Where you from?
I'm from Texas, man.
What part?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
Okay. Your barbecue.
Beaumont, Texas.
Beaumont? Your grill game is killer, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100, man. Look at it. You know what I'm saying?
This is great.
I'm enjoying his journey.
Oh,
yeah, man.
All
What do you
the
think of-
accolades this boy didn't
Right?
accumulate through his word through the years, you know. It's a beautiful thing.
Did you see it in him as a kid?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago. Get off the piano, boy, if I do you something. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out to getting off of work, listening to it every day, man. It was kind of, you know, I'm a working Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you I worked in broadcast journalism for decades, and in 2000 and one year I interviewed President Obama, maybe 2010 or something. It was the first time my grandmother said, "Hey man, you might want to pursue this." I'd already I've been in the game 20 years. You know, like
You're already a legend. It's already.
She didn't care about what you had to do to get to interview the president.
I've interviewed Biggie, Pop. Get out of here. Get about that.
might
When
wanna
did you know for him? When were you convinced this is the work?
Well, it's mom, the
Okay.
musician, okay,
Okay.
in the family. And moving around with her, he's everywhere where she was, you know what I'm saying? And
Stop
it
hitting
just,
the mic, Dad.
Dad ain't never been on the mic, huh?
no, never been on the mic.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah,
just
really.
killing the mic right now.
Yeah, man, it just,
Like one rule of
I'm
thumb,
sorry about that,
don't
yeah.
punch the mic.
I'm not gonna punch the mic.
Okay. But yeah, so
but
it's mom?
it was two years old, maybe.
Okay.
3.
Wow.
Damn.
Just picking on it, playing all the time, you know, like my granddaughter does right now to this day. I see it in her too as well. Lola.
Lola.
Yeah,
That-
Raleigh it's in their DNA.
It's in their DNA.
Yeah.
Did y'all play a lot of music in the household when he was growing up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Man.
My dad used to. I told the story last night at the show because every week my dad would wash his white walls on the, you know.
On the Lincoln Continental?
Oh, the Chevrolet, man.
Oh, sure.
But he would lift the garage up and go out to in the driveway, you know, and wash the car. But he'll be blasting the Isley Brothers or Luther. You know, he supplied them the soundtrack to the neighborhood every Saturday. You know what I mean? So that's why I've loved the Isley Brothers for so long. I've loved Luther Vandross for so long because my dad played that kind of music all the time around the house. You know.
That's amazing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that you supported it, you know, that's what we need in our community. Yeah, man.
all kinds of music. Phil Collins, you know, Bruce Hornsby. He's kind of all over the place. Country music. My dad loves a lot of different kind of styles of music. So
Okay.
between him, my pops and my mom, it was a lot. You know.
That's amazing, man.
I love seeing this. I
Yeah.
do. I just think that it's just been this thing for us lately. We've been up here 11 years doing this show. And for the first time, me just being a hip-hop head, being in this industry since 1990, I feel like the past 10 years, we've been seeing so many young black men with their children and black folks with their fathers and their mothers. And it just warms my heart. Like this, this moment right here is so big. Like it's just big for our culture. I'm glad to have met you today. Like, thank you for bringing him, Rob. Thank you for being here, sir. This is so beautiful. Like, it really is. And we want to see more of this and encourage it. Talk about your families. Talk about your kids. Like, it's beautiful.
Shout out to my son Riley.
Amen. This is what we need.
Making beats.
How old is your son?
He about to be 14.
And making beats.
Making beats.
Bring
on
him
the,
up
on
here.
the MP.
Gave me the chills, baby.
Yeah.
Get all through your soul.
Oh yeah.
Got something going on. It just
Yeah. Don't start
Yo,
crying,
man,
Dad.
you
My
got
dad gets
that,
emotional.
You got the golden loins over there, huh?
You better recognize Tall Timber from Brush, baby.
Okay.
It's real. And I'm enjoying every minute of it.
You making geniuses over there.
Yes.
I got one too. I got a 24-year-old daughter.
yeah.
She's exceptional.
Dang.
She's amazing. I'm gonna bring her to one of your shows
Absolutely.
too. Please don't embarrass me in front of my daughter. Okay, don't.
I can't promise this way. I can't promise.
I know you can't. The universe is a poem. The universe is a poem. That's deep right there. This man kicked off the Black Radio 3 album, and I thanked him. Because I didn't want his to be the first voice I heard on this project.
It was crazy how it came.
Wait, turn this mic on. Wait, first of all, Robert Glasper, can you introduce our guest?
Hold on one. Yeah, yep.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
I'm going to
Rob.
make sure you're right while he's doing that. Go ahead.
So I first heard him spit poetry. I don't know if you've seen the Dave Chappelle documentary that he did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I did the music for that.
Okay.
So while I was scoring it, there was a part in there where he was spitting the poem. And I was moved to tears. And I was like, who is this dude? I hit Dave like, yo, who is this guy? I need to get in touch with him now. I was finishing the Black Radio 3 album. And Dave gave me his information. I hit him immediately. Like, yo, bro, you crazy. This is Robert Glasper. Dave gave me a number. I'm doing an album. I said like 3 more words. And he was like, man, I'm a fan too. Bet, I got you. And sent me what you hear on Black Radio 3. He sent me that the next day.
Yeah, it was.
But say his name.
Amir Sulaiman.
There you go. Come on, man.
Welcome.
Yes.
I
Welcome.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was crazy. Just popped in my DM. I was like, sitting with my wife. I was like, yo, Robert Glasper just hit me. Like to do a joint. I was like, yeah, I'm on it ASAP. And so I didn't even wait for him to send me music.
Nope.
I didn't wait. He just was like, yeah, something like this vibe and kind of like this vibe and maybe mention this or that. And, these are the types of things where, because at that moment, we were, still on COVID and, that was in the George Floyd and, there was just a lot that happened since Black Radio 2. And so he was like, I want something at the beginning to bridge and just at least acknowledge what we've been going through,
I want to address the elephant in the room from the door.
Yeah.
Put the record on. Let me go ahead and just address everything.
Yeah.
And Amir made it just.
Yeah. So that was a pleasure and an honor for me, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was, the song is called In Tune, right? And over there on that couch is Sky Hook, who works with me. She's a co-host another show with me and my legendary, iconic partner, DJ King Tech. I'm sure you've heard of him, Robert Glasper. And DJ Revolution. And I said, listen to this album. And what'd you say as soon as you heard his voice?
I was like, that's on the album?
Yo, powerful. I'm going to play this song and let's talk. All right?
That's it. Yep.
You ready?
Yeah. Man.
Okay, this is In Tune. Black Radio 3 is out right now. Robert Glasper. 888-742-3345. Come on, man. Yeah. I don't even know when that was. That was years ago, boy. Yeah. And then I went on, I started supporting August Green.
Right.
Came to South by Southwest.
Right.
I'm like a Robert Glasper groupie. Am I a groupie ever?
Yeah.
I'm a thotty?
You a thotty.
Amir,
Yes, sir.
there's another Amir
Yes, sir.
in the legacy of poetry with the last name of Baraka.
You know, I was with, Rob and I, we just did an album together, and I was telling him when we were going in the studio, I was like, I want to create something that honors that legacy, you know, of the Amiri Barakas, of the Sonia Sanchez's, of the Gil Scotts, of the last poets who were creating and of course there's been an unbroken chain of poets. There's always been poetry and poets, and so it's not like we're bringing something back per se, but in the field of recording, of making music, that to, make music that just matters cross-culturally, and to create something new while holding on to that tradition. And so, yeah, people like, the greats, Amiri Baraka and the Sonia Sanchez and the Nikki Giovanni's and Abi O'Doones and all of the last poets, and all of that informed me very much. And then also my own upbringing, the Black Thoughts and the Nas's and the Lauryn Hills, who I was listening to, who got me excited about language and what I could do with language and the magic that I could achieve with language. So we wanted to bring all of that together, and he put together something really beautiful, really powerful, something I'm very, very proud of.
Where you live?
I live in Atlanta, but I'm from Rochester.
When that project come out, I'd love for you to come perform a few pieces for us
Oh, man,
live
yeah.
on air.
Yeah, I would love to.
It's
man.
out now.
Yeah,
Oh, it's out now?
yeah,
Project's out now.
yeah. And a matter of fact, I can.
You want to do something now?
All right, yeah, I'll do something right now. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to recite is the first poem that Rob heard that caused him to hit me to do the In Tune record.
Okay, all right. Turn the other mics down for me a little bit.
The dead won't let me sleep. The living won't let me die in peace. My heart filled with a yesterday that never happened. My hands filled with my face. My long breaths bleeding between my fingers. I killed myself once, but my lives are plural. That's why I can speak to the immoral like I'm immortal. The mind is fertile. Birth a verse with no epidural. The truth hurts. Speaking life into the dead as if it's normal. This is the lion-hearted, the fire starter, the sound and the fury. William Faulkner, The Color Purple, Alice Walker, Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer. Every people are sent a prophet. Likewise, every people have been sent an author, and every people have been sent an author to tell their story. This is the tale of what turns a man into a monster, and what turns that monster into a martyr. In the shadow of untold trauma, the secret art of how to unfold karma, and the divine unknown drama, true and living. We're just trying to make black history, but it's like they're trying to make blacks history and won't even write a eulogy for you and me. Misery loves company, but the company loves misery. The company will co-op your story and sell your suffering in HD, your tragedy seen more vividly. Obviously, we must be NSFW. They don't want to pay you but peddle you, or just petty cash to settle you. That's why it's hard to employ me, but even harder to ignore me. The irony isn't lost on me, how they made slaves of the masses of ceremonies. Ha, clever. Me, never. They like their bitches spayed, niggas neutered. Nigga babies carefully tutored to be foolish yet ruthless, to eat garbage and drink sewage, until even saying African Americans sound like a nigga Judas. The American dream is a love song gone wrong, a fantasy long gone. But if you knew this and still want to be a slave, then you're stupid and useless. I'm gonna tell you straight. This ain't the shucking and jiving Piccadilly nigga. This is the pick of the litter. Alpha male, you still smell like infamil, imbecile. I'm Oscar Grant, still mourning Emmett Till. I'm Emmett Smith, no NFL, running and juking in the killing fields. And those killing fields deadly enough even to make Emmett still. And I admit still, shooken up every time I see Emmett's grill. Until my molars spark and I taste battery acid. And maybe that's too drastic. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe seeing dead babies shouldn't faze me, but it does. It does. It does. It does. It does. Are we not flesh and bone? Are we not minds and souls? Our eyes either blind or closed, as if we don't see, as if we don't know? They'd kill me. Like it's no biggie. No Diddy. While we arguing over who the king of New York City, they emasculate the greats. Bye Black Panther, hello Kitty. Or slowly assassinate the greats. Goodbye Whitney. You can see the future if you learn history. I'm speaking to you straight and right. They'll have you leaning left with like 450. Whether wealth, weed, or women, have you chasing dimes, wasting time. Wait. Wealth, weed, or women have you chasing dimes. That's a triple double entendre and alliteration at the same damn time. Okay, so the Sufi can rhyme. Can we have another conversation other than your top 5 that are alive? Instead, can we talk about the top 1% and the bottom 99? Or the wise 5% and the deaf, dumb, and blind 85? Or how the circle 7 and the 120 saved our lives? On a boat with Jesus' name, Lucifer came. And then proof of our name went poof, David Blaine. Disappeared between the noose and the chains. Euthanasia introducing the youth to the cane. So we singing and rapping, attempts at reducing the pain. We don't know what else to do with the pain. We don't know what else to do with the pain. They say rap for us and then they clap for us. Are you not entertained? Standing on my brother's body, are you not entertained? Carrying my son's carcass, are you not entertained? But even through all of the battery and all of the abuse, we are still so beautiful. Our babies like balls of light bright enough to brighten the darkness of the battlefield. But looking into my daughter's face only reminds me that there's a battle still, and that the battle's real, and that a draw is a win for losers. We must win. They have killed us so many times. We have died so many deaths. We have died for everyone. We have died for everything. We have died for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. We are done with death. We will not die another day. We are the true and living, and we must win. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, clap it up, clap it up.
Yes.
That song is called Black Superhero, featuring Killer Mike, BJ the Chicago Kid, and Big Crit. We went straight into that song after our brother Amir Sulaiman. Sulaiman?
Actually, my mother and my father say it 2 different ways. So,
okay.
So Sulaiman is one way to say it, and Sulaiman is another way to say it. Yeah.
I go between both sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I don't know which one.
You know, he's freestyling. We just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, ambidextrous. That piece that you just did, I don't have words to describe. That's where you are the wordsmith, right? I don't have enough adjectives to tell you how that made the entire room feel, and I can only imagine people within the sound of your voice in their cars and at work and at the gym or wherever they are had to be moved in the same way that we were all moved. So I want to thank you for that this morning on this Friday.
Man, I appreciate
I feel
you.
cleansed right now. I feel seen. I feel understood. I feel loved.
That makes me feel successful. All of that if the language and what's communicated makes you feel that way, it's like, okay, that piece is doing what it's supposed to do, because that's what that's the main objective. You know what I mean? With all of that what you're describing.
What's the name of your project?
It's called "You Will Be Someone's Ancestor. Act Accordingly." That's the name of the project.
Does he say anything funny or not?
Everything's poetry.
No, man. You hit me.
You make me feel like I'm wasting my life.
I'll be like, is this a poem or which one is it? It'd be regular
Somebody's
stuff.
ancestor.
Act accordingly. I'm like, I just had to question my whole life right now. I'm like, am I acting right?
Oh yeah,
Therapy.
So that's, and it was something that we put together very. It was kind of like a secret album in a way. Like we didn't talk about it. We just went in with Derek Hodge and Chris Dave and Michelle Dicocello's on the project, and Lauren Vula, and it was just it was everything that I hoped, and people just came through and just showed so much love and support for for what it is. And this, like I said, as a poetry album, even though I like what you said actually about not really believing in genres, because it's kind of a silly idea in truth. But that, when people hear poetry, they may say, oh, I'm not into that, or they have an idea of what it is and what its limitations are. We wanted to expand that creatively and musically and explore. There's still so much more to explore, but I feel like we put together something that is just very, that I love, and I hope that people love it. Yeah.
Man, I think everybody gonna run out and buy that today, man.
For real.
I said buy it like we going to this record store or something. You know what I mean? Picking up CDs.
Put it in your cart.
Put it in your car.
Cart.
Everybody's gonna stream it.
Right.
Jay Ivy put out a great poetry album recently.
Brother, yep.
And I was praising him for that. We got people on the phone lines. Robert Glasper is here. His amazing father is here as well. Mr. Glasper is here with us. Amir Sulaiman. Sulaiman,
That works.
is here as well. Black Radio 3 is out also right now. Genius. Get the project. Kevin's on the line from Georgia.
What up, Kev?
Rise and shine, Kev. What's popping?
What up?
Good morning, Sway in the morning.
Hey.
I just had a comment from Mr. Glasper. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
The words that you spoke this morning have given me such a power. It has enlightened my entire day. I'm like Heather B. I look at my life differently after hearing you speak this morning.
Word up. You're talking about Amir Sulaiman.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about the poem.
I'm talking about everything that I've heard on this morning with both of you gentlemen.
Oh, thank you. I
okay.
appreciate
Yo,
it.
Rob,
Absolutely.
you say
Appreciate
smart
you.
stuff.
For sure.
Mom said I'll slide him in there.
I'll take it in there. I'll take it. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate
Y'all have a
you.
blessed day.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Kev. You a citizen, brother.
Sway in the morning.
Tony is in New Jersey. Tony, what we doing,
Jersey,
Tony?
stand up.
I ain't trying to stay alive, bro, and peaceful. How y'all doing?
All right.
Damn, man. You need to we need to do something with this voice.
Absolutely. Your voice is killing. What's up?
Hey, listen. My soul has been fed this morning. I'm talking about for my being. I write poetry too, but it was so many things when Sulaiman spoke that ran. And one of the things was Kanye and different, things, bro. You fed my soul, brother. And look, I'm a fan. I'm gonna follow y'all.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And you spoke on the 120. All right, 120. That's the foundation of my life. Now, the movement of my life is my universal being. I'm a universal being, and we are melanated gods that are kings and queens on earth.
We're just tapping into that source energy, and bringing down as much as we can and sharing it with each other. That's the objective, and that's what we're doing. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you received that.
Speak on the 120.
Yes.
Amir.
On the 120.
Actually, that line, man. If I really, man, we could spend an hour in this poem, but we're not gonna do all of that. So that line where I say, can we, so I make the little punchline, double entendre thing, right? And then I say, can we talk about the top 1% and the bottom 99? And obviously I'm talking about a economic structure of wealth, right? Can we talk about the wise 5% and the deaf, dumb, and blind 85? And also this is of the ideology of the poor righteous teacher, and we want to make the rich righteous teachers as well, and the people that are responsible for informing other people. If you have education, if you have truth, if you have insight, that if you're of the minority of the 5%, then it's your responsibility to serve the 85% of people and to give them what they may not have. And all of us have different things in that regard. And then the 120 and the circle 7, and these are from these Islamic traditions that, as Black people in America, us reclaiming our humanity, and by using methodologies and modes of thinking and modes of believing. And so I'm mentioning these, myself as a Muslim, I'm mentioning these different Islamic and proto-Islamic groups, saying that by way of this, it saved our lives. Because on a boat with Jesus' name, and of course that's another system of belief, obviously Christianity, Jesus' name, Lucifer came. And then proof of our name went poof, David Blaine. So what we lost in that interaction with whiteness and the slave trade and so on, you know, and we all know what we lost. We lost everything. However, just as our brother was just mentioning on the phone, there was something intrinsically human. And this is why, you know, Black American people are uniquely human in a way that no other people are human. I say that to say because, you know, the elements of humanity that are essential and divine and that the human has a right to is the holiness and the sacredness of the intellect, the sacredness of one's wealth, the sacredness of one's lineage, the sacredness and the holiness of one's relationship with God, the religion, and all of these things were methodically taken away from us. So our lineage obviously was corrupted by rape and all the things that happened in chattel slavery, and we weren't allowed to learn, and so our intellects were restricted, and so the sacredness of our knowledge and our intellect and all of the things, our name, our wealth, all of these things were stolen. And these are the things that make a human human. So all of the things, the limbs of being a human were taken away or severed. However, it left us with something so purely human because we didn't have anything else. We don't have tribe, we don't have lineage, we don't have, not that we can say, oh, I'm from Africa, but you know, really what does that mean? So because we're so essentially human, I think it gave us something that others don't have, and this is why we produce, even culturally, it's not common for people to create 1 or 2 or 3 styles of music that spread all over the world, like rock and roll, and then jazz and R&B,
blues,
and hip hop, and blues. Name another tribe of people, group of people that covers the whole, from Seoul, Korea to Harlem, to that everyone agrees upon. Maybe a civilization may produce one, maybe. We produce them per generation.
That everybody wants to be a part of.
Everyone agrees on.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to
That's
be a
because
part
the
of.
Black American, it's like Jason Bourne or something like that. Like, he's been cut off from everything. He's forgotten everything, but there's something essentially special intrinsically in the human, specifically the Black American human being, that God has done something with us that is very special. So anyway, so those lines, that's what that's speaking to.
Yo, keep that applause going. Tony, thanks for your call, Tony. You're a citizen, brother.
A swing in the morning.
Oh, man.
His voice is dope.
Tony Noble.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to hear him talk some more, actually.
Oh, did you? You know, fortunately, unfortunately, we're in a corporation right now, Amir.
You know what? Plantation
all
music.
you said.
Yeah, plantation music too. We made that plantation music.
Story, bro.
Them spiritual hymns. I'm doing live. Listen, y'all.
He's got us on the clock right now, so we gonna have
We
to.
know that gospel, Amir.
We gotta go. We gotta go now.
Hush. Hush.
Don't you say nothing, Heather B.
Hush.
Yo, you didn't start humping, did you?
Hush. Steal away.
You gotta come back in the sun time.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to.
Oh man, this was I actually, Rob, you'd be surprised. I actually prepared an interview for you today.
Rob just came to hang out.
It never happens. I said today I'm gonna really try to interview Rob.
No.
Right? Not one thing I wrote down. We really got
That
to.
would be weird.
Rob came protected. He brought his dad because he knew Sway was gonna start. He's like, they know Sway wouldn't do
That
it.
did throw me
They
off.
brought it in, threw
That
me
threw
off.
me
It threw
off.
Sway
Yeah,
off.
threw me
Then he
off.
brought a ringer, man.
Rob ain't said 2 minutes worth of conversation this whole morning.
Nah, he was good.
I just wanted to bring Amir. I want to present Amir. I just wanted to, you know.
I appreciate it, man. And this is one thing about Rob, man. Rob, so generous as a musician, and even like, you know, you've seen him play, and he's always just in service to the music, to the craft, to the art. Everybody coming on and off the stage, he's just like facilitating the space massively, and you never find any ego. I mean, except when you're talking to him. But other than that, but as far as the art is concerned, you don't find ego with him, man. He's just showcasing everyone all the time.
Beautiful guy, man. It's
Yeah.
Robert Glasper, man. He said, hey, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. Everybody, you know this thing goes around the world. And you're going to see it anyway, too, on the internet. If you ever get a chance to witness Robert Glasper live, What was that?
I would just say
Rapping?
You just be rapping.
No. Don't ruin the legacy.
Something nice.
I'm glad you
know
keep
what
your
it is.
rapping in jest.
You know what it is. Me and King Los.
Y'all the best freestylers, you and King Los?
Me and King Los. Where you think he gets his style from? You heard it.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. You heard it.
You want to
King
battle
Los.
King Los?
I don't have to battle. I'm the one. He looks up to me. He knows this. It's all out on the internet, man.
On the internet.
King Los looks up to you as an MC.
Yeah, for sure. He won't admit it. He probably won't. He'll act like he don't even know who I am.
And he does that? He pretends
he
like
be-
y'all
yeah.
never met?
Yeah.
Okay, I get
He'd
that.
be like, oh, Rob, what can I do?
I get that. Heather, you out? Rob sent you
Yeah,
out?
I kind of don't want to be a witness to this blasphemy. So when King Los calls here, I didn't co-sign this, Los, at all. I'm actually leaving. I'm leaving. I was with you, Rob. Now I'm just turning this way.
You just turned this way?
I had to
Now
leave.
you against me?
I'm against that statement.
Robert Glasper, get this man a huge round of applause. Love you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely, my brother.
It's a spiritual
You
morning.
already know.
Every time.
And it turns out you have the answer, Sway. You got the answer, man.